Okay, so there is our flames flowing sideways. If I lift up the lid right here, I can see flames coming through and shooting up the chimney. But this isn't even warm to the touch. So there is a little bit of draw, tiny bit through there. But most of the fire, most of the heat is coming out right here. So the burn chamber and feed tube need some help. I'm looking at, you can see, keep getting embers. This isn't very well sealed. It'll probably need to be sealed again. But over there on the edge, you can see the dark where the heat is coming out. Heat is coming out over here. So the feed tube is probably the problem here. We've got the air chamber here, which is giving it plenty of air, but with the feed tube being open, because I haven't finished that, with the feed tube being open, all of the fire is going straight up rather than, or most of the fire is going straight up. If you look, you can see that some of it is flowing back into the feed tube, but not really a lot. I'm trying to whoops, uh-oh. There's a stick under there. There's something wood under there. I need to get that out of there. Maybe burn it. We shall see. Anyway. So most of the heat is coming out right in the burn chamber. Last time I did a burn test, this was all warm to the touch. All of the front was warm to the touch. That does not seem to be happening this time. So I probably be leaving this yard in a couple of weeks. So I'm not sure how much work I want to do on this. I'm hearing water. Okay, we've got bubbles on the bottom of the pan, but nothing boiling yet. So that's the next. Okay, so something about the burn tube or the burn chamber or the feed tube is not functioning correctly. And I think it's because in most of these type of ovens, the burn tube or the feed tube is filled and then capped. So all of the air comes in underneath. So I'm wondering, I don't think that there's really a way that I can do that under these circumstances. I mean, I could if I was going to stay here and spend another couple of months working on it. But right now we're getting heat in the chimney. The water is starting to steam, so that's good. Getting heat here, plenty of heat here for the cooking surface, but not much further into the burn or into the baking chamber. So I need to figure out how, or not, just leave it and let other people deal with it. I don't know. I don't like leaving it half done. At least the top is sealed now. So there's steam coming off the water, there's bubbles, so it's getting there. It's that burn tube. It's the feed tube in the burn chamber. I think primarily the feed tube that's causing problems, not allowing the heat to flow correctly. So I'm going to take a, here's one. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Let's see what that does. That restricts our ability to put more fuel in, but it should start to send more of the fire through into the burn tube and into the chimney. See, right now this is cold. Got a little bit of draw here. Oh, it's starting to get a little bit more draw. So that's good. Okay. So I will leave that there for the moment. Should be plenty of air going in, but I want to pull the door and see how warm it is in there. Oh, it's plenty warm. I'm not sure. I don't think it's baking warm. But it's getting there. It's nowhere near baking warm. So maybe sealing off the... Yeah, now you can see that all the fire is flowing through into the chimney. Okay, that made a big difference. So I know what to do. Okay. But that means it's also going to burn out faster because I'm not adding fuel to it. I may be able to add fuel through the air tube, but I can see it going out. That's what happens. The smoke is what happens when the fire starts going out. So I'm not precisely sure. Okay, I'm going to do some other stuff here. There is plenty of air flowing in. Plenty of air flowing through when I the water, that surface is very, very hot. So the cooking surface is good. The chimney is good if you wanted to do something like roast marshmallows or hot dogs or something. That would probably be a good spot for that. It's the feed tube that is the problem. So okay, so I have a better idea. Until that feed tube is done, this oven is not going to work correctly. What I'll do is build up the feed tube about a foot. I'm not even sure I'll have time for it, but the plan is build up the feed tube about another foot so that I can just shove all kinds of wood in and then cap it after the fire's going good. I'll put a lid on it. And I would create a lid that could just be easily taken off. You'd have a handle like this, but it would easily be taken off. And I think that will solve the problem mostly. I'm starting to feel a little bit of heat right here and in here, but not nearly as much heat as I would have expected. That fire's been going for maybe half an hour, but like I said, most of the heat is escaping because of the way the burn chamber is set up, or the feed tube. Sorry, I keep saying feed tube when I mean burn chamber and vice versa. Okay, so that's what needs to happen. About another foot up. And I would start a fire in the bottom and then fill it as full as I could get it with the fuel and cap it so that it would burn correctly. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of heat there. Okay, alright, so I think that answers the question for now. I will talk with you later.